Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today I want to talk about a recently started airing Chinese period fantasy idol drama, 白日提灯, Love Beyond the Grave. This is a 40 episodes drama that's been airing on Tencent since the end of March. It is based on a web novel that was done back in 2021 with the same title. As an adaptation, this drama was shot from September 2024 to February 2025. It is directed by the same director who did Lost You Forever, and it's led by Chen Feiyu and Dili Zheba. As I'm sitting down making this video, I have watched 26 episodes, and I do think the rest of the drama will stay similarly to what it's been like so far. Technically, this is a story about a guy and a ghost. The female lead, she is the leader of all ghosts, but for whatever reason, censorship just does not like the word ghost in Chinese. Therefore, anything that has anything to do with ghosts usually gets named as other things. For this drama's case, they renamed all the ghosts into spirits. She is the queen of all spirits, and she got there by brutal force. She is the strongest one. She is like 10 times stronger than other people, and therefore she sits on the throne. She's 400 years old, although the drama says she doesn't have 5 senses. I don't think that's accurate. They should say she doesn't have a fully developed 5 senses. For example, she doesn't see color. She cannot tell the difference between taste and different things. She cannot tell tunes of music, although she can hear. She's been told since she was young that there will be a person who eventually would be the perfect person that you can exchange 5 senses with. They will lose their senses, but you'll get their senses, and then you can have the opportunity to experience what is the feeling of touch or smell or any of that. And then she's been waiting for that for hundreds of years until finally she runs into a person who is that person, and that's played by Chen Feiyu. He's a young general in a fictional dynasty setting time who's fighting wars, and although it's fictional, right, the way they set it up feels very much like 燕云十六州, 燕云十六省, 五代十国, that period, which is not so different from Where Winds Meet setting. A lot of the prefectures of your country lost to a northern power for decades, and you're trying to get it back, get the idea. And anyway, he is that chosen person, and he's got a very sad childhood, as all male leads usually have. Then this drama also has other supporting roles that are very, very familiar faces for my channel viewer. For example, you can say the second male lead would be Wei Zheming's character, who is the right hand for the female lead in this spirit world. You also have Zhang Li, this actress, who's playing the left hand of the female lead in the underworld. She's more like an auntie to her. She's also working as the accountant and money manager of that realm. I will go now into what I think is good and what I think is not good about this drama. If I have to score it, maybe 1 gold mine. It is still on the positive end, but it's not something that I would urgently urge anyone to go and check out if you have better choices to do other things. So let's start with what I think is good about this drama. First, its plot and story is watchable. I do not get the urge to, I have to click open the episode while I'm still in bed every morning because it updates in China in the evening. That happens to Pursuit of Jade. This one doesn't have that. I would get up, get ready, get everything done, and remember, oh, today it's updated. Might as well turn it on. The other thing I say about watchable is it's not super boring. It's not stupid, because certain dramas really just insult your intelligence to the level you don't want to continue. When I detect the intention to create a lot of unnecessary conflict and drama between characters so that they can get clicks, they can get trending hashtags when the drama is on, I immediately get put off, whatever it is, and I don't want to watch it anymore. And this drama is not one of those. So it's not silly, it's not boring, it's not offensive, which is already doing a lot better than a lot of other dramas. Number 2, for all the actors, whether it's the main or the supporting main actors, nobody has provided groundbreaking performances you haven't seen. They would not make you feel, wow, I've never seen this side of this person. It's kind of staying in that very expected, normal, standard idol drama performance level zone if you've watched enough Chinese dramas. And given overall drama qualities these days, period idol dramas these days, and given the track record of all those actors who've done a lot of those works in the past, actually this one overall scores a acceptable 70 to 80 due to I've seen them in other dramas of similar genres that I cannot bear with. For example, Dili Zheba in this drama, I feel she's doing a better job than, say, in An Le Zhuan, the Gong Jun and Liu Yuning and her drama. For Chen Feiyu, I still think earlier this year, his drama, the love story of 1970s is a far better one for him as an actor. And also just like he looks better in that one somehow. He's doing okay, but that's just about it. I wouldn't say anything stand out that will make me dream about his character in any sense. For the supporting actors like Wei Zheming and Zhang Li, they're also doing exactly what you hope they would be doing. It's kind of like comfort zone 100%. So that's still a positive because it could crash. It could provide absolutely unbearable performances. And it's not like those main actors haven't done things in the past that make you go, might as well not make that drama. What's the point? These days, if something doesn't disappoint you too much, it's already a success in Chinese dramaland. The third thing is not actually exactly to the end result of what I see in the drama. I do feel this drama from the story, character, and script level actually having a good enough foundation. I just feel the execution of getting it into picture and also in the details of writing, that's purely coming down to how skillful the writers are. I think it has like 5 adaptation writers, that it wasn't done to its full potential. If it had better writers who are better at writing dialogues, better at executing things, imagining it in a visual form and write it out, better at pacing, it could be better than this. I can sense and smell potential of characters and storytelling, yet it is underfulfilled. It doesn't have like absolutely unbearable and not acceptable values that certain dramas have. That just makes me just feel I can't imagine things like that gets filmed. And back in 22, 23, we have a couple of dramas like that just made my eyes wide open. In comparison, this drama's overall ideas about anything and everything is like very normal. So this is still a positive thing really, because we've seen very, very bad stuff that is, in my opinion, embarrassment of the whole industry. And what else? Well, if you really like the actors and you don't mind, you just want to look at them, then you can look at them. They have a lot of shots, particularly Didi Reba and Chen Feiyu. And depending on how picky you are about cinematography, you may not mind it and find it very pleasing. So that could also be a thing that would attract people to watch it. Also, if you like Wei Zheming and Zhang Li, you can watch this too, because they're pretty good too in this one. Now let's go to the part. You can see like I'm actually can't wait to get to the part to talk about the things I don't like about this drama. Point number 1, because on one hand, I could see in the character setup and the story, it has great potential. And it could actually go very deep into talking about what is really the point of being alive. The fact that you can live hundreds and hundreds of years, but then you cannot have any enjoyment of your senses. Is that a good thing? Would you trade that for having a short human life, but then you can have the full panel? That's one kind of thing that they could keep digging at and have a lot of interesting things happening, close to, like, I'd say A Moment But Forever last year, the Liu Xueyi and Tang Yan drama that had a lot of crazy philosophical things in an idol period drama. Yet later you can see, at least by this point, none of that really gets fully realized. The other potential thing that I think with the character setup and the story's vibe, the sins this drama has committed that destroyed itself, because it could be a lot better, is director. In my opinion, the director plus the crew, like the cinematographer, the main creators who are responsible for telling the story in visual form for this drama, they don't know how to shoot a good drama. What is a good framing? What is good angle? What is good lighting condition? What is good color? Why you would shoot a sequence with those coverages and direct the actors to act in that way? In what way you can use everything outside of the actor's presence to make that moment even more emotionally impactful? How do you pace? How do you grab audience's attention? Any of that, those people have no clue. Put it plainly, very, very bad at telling what is beautiful and what is not, right? Eye for beauty does not exist for this drama, and an eye for good storytelling, pacing does not exist for this drama. I cannot help thinking, if nothing gets changed on script, same text, same actors, same setting, everything, same resources, but it was directed by Zeng Qingjie, what it would look like. How he would pick the angles, the lightings, to shoot the actors, which shot, like framing gets picked and what follows what, and what is shorter, what is longer, what gets decided to be slow motion, what is not. And whether he's gonna actually inject into saying, we have to design, production design, for example, of this set in that way, and we're gonna cover it, block it in that angle. Like, I can't help thinking, if it was him directing this, the drama probably would end up looking a lot better than this. Chen Feiyu and Didi Reba will have a lot more 人生镜头, the shot that make them look stunning, because they have very good base. These two people's face can be shot very prettily, okay? You just need to know how to do it. And then you look at what this drama gives you. There are similar situations in this drama. Male lead is on the ground, it's snow, okay? He's on the ground, it's exterior, and he's holding his hand out and asking the female lead to pull him up. And basically, she's on top, he's on the bottom. It's like similar situation, position in space. One is saving the other. Similar to the beginning of Pursuit of Jade, when the guy gets hidden and the girl helped him to escape the soldiers trying to find him. And then she comes in and it's like a light coming from the sky and she's saving him, right? Physically and metaphorically speaking. That shot everybody remembers because that was like episode 1 or something. And it's the first 人生镜头 that Zhang Linghe gets in this drama. He gets quite a lot. Just look at the picture, the frame, the lighting, particularly the lighting of these two sequences. Similar situation. And you tell me, right? One is like a proper director who knows what he's doing. One is like high school stage play. You just randomly put a DV up and shot it. That's it. I'm lost for words in terms of why people who don't know what they're doing can be allowed to go into the industry and take on very expensive projects and shoot shit with really good materials. Like, if I have Dili Reba on camera, I'll give her 人生镜头. I can guarantee that because I can make her like look at my game face that I made for her. I just have an eye for beauty, okay? And I know exactly what makes people look good. And I look at like this drama, how it lit her, how it styled her, make-upped her. I'm like, ugh, she could look a lot better. She's not 10 years ago yet. She's not like the chubby face, collagen-faced, like young Feng Jiu back in 2017. But it does not mean the current her now cannot be really beautiful. It's just a different type of look. It's your job. Director, stylist, you get money for make it work. Now, if you don't have eyes for beauty, if you can make the 文本, the copy, really good, like A Moment But Forever, I would say the beauty thing is just not really there in the drama, but because the dialogues, the things the characters do are so interesting that it also is quite different from other idol period dramas and made me really happy. This one is also happened to be not actually going for it. It just like touches on certain things very briefly with a not very talented director and cinematographer. It just barely does anything. So watching this drama for me is more like a constant sort of like stream of frustration. Oh, that scene could be done that way, it would be better. Oh, that could be shot in that way, it could be better. Yet they just don't do it. On top of that, I would also say this director is not very good at understanding what is the juicy part between a couple on screen. Like how to shoot temptation, how to shoot love, how to shoot desire, how to shoot the things that will give audiences visceral reaction, how to 调情 on camera, right? How to flirt, really. In Lost You Forever, there's none of that. I couldn't get it. I just see people screaming at each other and it's ridiculous. In this one, it's still the same, which means this director doesn't get it. Zeng Qingjie does get it, and he understands it very well. Unlucky for the story, unlucky for the actors. One more thing I really don't like this drama that I feel it is very unkind to people who haven't read the book, which is me. The story so far in 26 episodes really haven't bothered to fully explain how it works in this world. They have the human, and then they die. If the human have obsession, they turn into the spirit and they end up in the spirit realm and ruled by our female lead. And the spirits exist because they have obsession. If they are willing to give up obsession, they will jump into this pool and supposedly they can move on, I guess, like reincarnation, right? So it's almost like that world is a mid-stop. It's not like definitive. At least for the drama, it is like that. But I feel the drama just doesn't really want to explain too detailedly about how the logic of this world works. So when they move on, what is the place they move on to, right? Is there another system that gets them reincarnated as humans? If you have this fantasy story, however you want to set your world up, you probably should let the audiences know how it all works. For example, the spirit, how long do they live as spirit form? Do they naturally die or do they live forever? If they live forever, then there were like in the drama, the 10 generations of rulers of the spirit realm, and our female lead supposedly is the strongest one of the last 10 generations. So what happened to Nanai? We know what happened to her dad, which is her dad kind of committed suicide and just moved on. Doesn't want to do it anymore because the wife is dead. But then what happened before them? Is it like inherited like throne? Is it's all in her family? So basically her dad and then dad's dad or dad's whatever, like it's all that one lineage and it's like their right? Or is it like selected from other, because it seems all the spirits are like really strong and they want to fight and they want to get on the throne. So she's constantly fighting people who wants to assassinate her. Like, what is the power structure of your world? Who can be qualified to be the ruler? And why do the previous generations ruler die? Do they just die because it's like natural death, or they get murdered by other people who challenges them? Or is it inherited from the bloodline because she's inheriting it from the father bloodline, right? So it's like none of that gets explained. How this world works. Because if you don't know that, then you don't know what is the premise of the love story and the struggles between the male lead and female lead. Say, if a human, when they die, they have a strong obsession. They don't move on. They become a spirit. Well, then you don't have to worry too much about Delia Rabat's character and Chavivi's character. Like he lives too short a life, therefore I don't want to bother him. He can just like love you till the day he dies and you stay together and you are his obsession. So when he dies, he will obsession turns into spirit and then still stay with you in the spiritual world for, I don't know, indefinitely. Wouldn't that be like what you want to do? So why would you then not want to get on with him? If that would not happen, you have to tell me why. The story just doesn't tell you clearly what is the setup and logic of how this world works. And I don't understand for idol fantasy dramas why they don't think it's important. Because if you don't understand the logic, you wouldn't understand what motivates people. What are the rules of the world? Therefore, why would people do certain things to either go around the rules or cheat the rules or, like trying to overcome? And the drama is so vague about the world build up, about who is who, why certain power works in certain ways. And I think it's irresponsible for storytellers if they just do this. Then it's basically writers cheating because they can put anything in a drama at any stage and say, just go with it because it's my decision. It's not so different from like what Trump does every day. Because every day he says something that cancels out what he says the day before, as if nobody has memory in the world and it does not matter. Maybe that's astrology. Everything is happening like that in everything, from politics to drama storytelling. I don't know. I just feel frustrated. And if there is a clear rules explanation in the original novel, great. But that doesn't exempt the drama because the drama hasn't done the work. And I am not obliged to read the novel then to be qualified to watch a drama. Those are the things I can think of about the drama 白日提灯. I never had a high expectation of this drama to start with, so there's no disappointment, honestly speaking. Fame doesn't actually equal the greatest resources you can get. You might be the tier 0, tier 1 actors. You might be the most traffic heavy, like got most of the fans. It doesn't guarantee you end up on a good project with people who know what they're doing. That should be the end of this video, my opinion on 白日提灯, Love Beyond the Grave. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.